Well, another day of planting wheat. We are got our third day in a row of cloudy, just misty type weather. Ground's dry enough to plant wheat, but we can't go pick any cotton and try out the head, make sure it's going to be okay. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of break in the weather tomorrow, but we got another hurricane supposed to move up this way. Be here, I think, Wednesday night and Thursday. Really frustrating, but nothing you can do about it. At least we're able to go to the field and get some wheat done, but we've got about 85 acres left of ground that we have harvested that we can actually get planted, and then after that we can't plant any more wheat until we get some cotton picked. We're going to head to the field, try to get these 85 acres knocked out today. Got here to the field, going to get loaded up with seed, then we'll be ready to put some more seed in the ground. Perfect, first time. Well, Kelly just dropped my lunch off. I'm rolling good. We got Zach on the fertilizer buggy spreading fertilizer. He's getting what I got to plant today done. Then he's going to go back and fertilize what we've already planted. He's a variable rate applying potash. We use chicken litter as our base fertilizer, and then we supplement the extra potash we need because our soils are generally low in potassium, and I feel like it's probably other than nitrogen, it's our biggest limiting nutrient. We subtract out the value of the potassium in the chicken litter, and then variable rate apply the remainder of the potash we need to give our crops the nutrients they need. We've been doing this for quite a while, and I believe the chicken litter really helps out on the consistency of the yields, plus it adds organic matter back to the soil, and then by variable rate applying the amount of potash we need to make up the difference. It lowers our cost, it's putting the nutrients that we need where we need them, and it's also good for the environment by not over applying nutrients where you don't need them at. Gotta love RTK, keeping it right on the money. Auto steer has got to be like one of the greatest advancements in farming of all time. I remember back before we did have auto steer, having to drive it manually for 12 hours plus a day, and you talking about wearing you out. There's Zach down there in the bottom. He's just about done with this farm. He'll be moving on. Watching the seed in the seed cups, I should be just about out and have to go fill up again. Well, that's some pretty cotton over there. It sure is frustrating for it to really not be wet, but too damp to where I can't pick. Because we got a lot of money sitting out there, just sitting in the weather, and the quality of it deteriorating every day. We're ready to go, but you can't pick cotton when it's wet because you put it in the module. It's like baling hay with it too wet. It'll build up heat, and it could spontaneously combust before it ever gets ginned. So we don't want to risk that. Man, it sure is frustrating to have a awesome cotton crop and have your hands tied on getting it out. Hopefully one of these days the weather will straighten up, we can get in there and get it. Alright, well, just had a couple seed cups run dry, so it means I'm down almost out of seed. time to head back over here to the seed tender and get another 4,000 pounds of seed. See, this is a 96-acre farm. We got a good bit done. Still got a little bit more to go. We got the service truck here because I got a slow leak in one of my tires. We got to fill it up with air every time we fill up. Well, these tires aren't in the best shape anyway. I got 2 more ordered. Whenever we get rained out Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to take them off and have them replaced. Hadn't lost too much air, but we're going to put a little shot in it. The valve stem is on the inside of the tire rather than the outside. It's showing about 30. We put about 55 to 60 in here. A little bit more. All right, let's get it. Got 6,000 pounds in here. That'll be enough to finish this farm before we have to go fill up again. This is a cold-natured engine. The camera mounts always seem to fail at the most inopportune time. I know most of y'all don't know me, but I'm kind of a junkie for numbers and statistics. You spend a lot of long hours in the cab of a tractor, and I just started thinking about numbers. And one of the things I started thinking about today is, we're planting wheat today, and I believe wheat is one of the least efficient crops that we grow. We're putting out 150 pounds of seed per acre, or a little over 150 pounds of seed, which is about 2.5 bushels per acre. And we hope to make somewhere around 80 bushels an acre for that 2.5 bushels. Then you start looking at some of the other crops we grow, corn for example. We plant corn at a population between 25 and 30,000 seeds per acre, which is almost 1/3 of a bushel per acre. And we hope to make 200 bushels per acre off that crop. Soybeans, we plant at a rate of 130,000 to 140,000 seeds per acre, which is almost 3/4 of a bushel per acre, and we hope to make anywhere from 50 to 75 bushels per acre off that 3/4 bushel. Cotton, we're planting 37,000 seeds per acre, which is a little over 6 pounds of seed per acre, and we hope to make about 1,700 pounds of seed from that acre in return. Even though we're not selling the seed, we're selling the lint. Jen is the one that keeps the seed and sells the seed for feed, but give you a standard of reference for, you know, how efficient all the other crops are compared to wheat. Anyway, the main reason we grow wheat is because it fits well in our operation with our highly erodible soils. It gives us a crop growing in the winter, typically when you don't have to worry about drought. So you can, unless you have other factors, drought is usually not going to be a limited factor on wheat. And then as far south as we are, we have the ability to plant soybeans right after we plant the wheat crop. So essentially you're harvesting two crops off the same piece of land in 1 year. So even though you don't make a lot of profit on wheat, wheat pays most of the expenses on the fertility side and weed control side. So just about all the yield you make off the following soybean crop is profit. For us, it's year in, year out. If we have decent wheat yields and good soybean yields following that, the wheat soybean rotation or double crop scenario is typically our number one or number two most profitable crop scenario. It usually bounces back and forth between cotton and wheat and soybeans. For those of you that don't know, wheat has several different types of wheat. Not all wheat is the same. What we're planting is soft red winter wheat. It has a low protein content, and it's typically used for making flour for cakes and crackers, pastries, that kind of stuff. The kind of wheat we grow is not used for making bread. So whereas I believe it's your hard red winter wheat, which is typically grown more in the Midwest and northern climates, it has a high protein content. I believe its primary use is for bread. And then you've also got your hard red spring wheat. Really not sure what it's used for. I think it's grown way up north. And then you've also got durum wheat, which I think it might be grown more out west. And I believe it's, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's used to make a lot of your pastas. So anyway, that is your agronomic lesson for the day and your fun facts for the day. I guess Kelly just got back from filling me up with seed. She's dropped the seed tender back over there where I was filling up at. I know a lot of y'all may wonder, you know, how us farmers sit in our tractors 10, 12, 14 hours a day. You know, you think about taking a road trip in a car, going on vacation, you know, spending that many hours in the car, and you're just wiped out. And you know, we're sitting on these tractors bouncing around for that same amount of time, day after day. I guess it's something you get used to. But thanks to technology, you know, we do have ways to pass the time. You know, we don't just have a radio anymore to listen to in our cabs. You know, with cell phones and internet service, you know, one of the things I like to do is I like to put a YouTube video on the background, generally a farming video, because you never know what you might learn. Generally don't watch it that much, but just having it hooked to Bluetooth on the audio, you know, get to hear other farmers' experiences. And two of my favorite channels I like to listen to are two farmers here in Tennessee. One of them's from right down the road here in West Tennessee, and the other one is closer to, I guess he'd be considered Middle Tennessee. And anyway, considering, you know, we're all not too far from each other, you know, a lot of us have experienced kind of the same conditions throughout the year, so it's interesting to see what's happened on their farm and how things are progressing, you know, compared to mine. Two of my favorites I want to give a shout out to are Joyce Farms, located in Dyer, Tennessee, and then ThomasFarmsTN, located over there close to Middle Tennessee. So right here's a video from, I think it's the latest one Dylan posted. They're in the middle of soybean harvest right now. If you're looking for some more YouTube channels to watch farming in West Tennessee, I'd recommend these two guys. I'll post a link right here. Hopefully this works. I encourage you to check out their channels. I know they're both trying to grow their channels, and they're both growing at a pretty good clip over the last few months. Check their channels out and subscribe if you like what they put out. Also, if you're on Instagram, if you're on that platform, I'd like to recommend Griggs FarmsTN to you. My wife Kelly is the one that manages it. I don't do Instagram. I really don't know how to do Instagram. I have no desire how to learn how to do Instagram. But anyway, she's definitely got a different sense of humor than me. Got a lot of entertaining stories on there, so encourage you to check it out.
And I forgot to mention, they're gonna start spreading chicken poop. It's my favorite time of the year when I piss off everybody in the neighborhood. Because y'all wanted organic, we're giving you organic in the form of poop.
Oh my gosh. I swear I believe this is the roughest farm I've got. It used to be old pasture ground until last year. I really hate any form of tillage. I hate destroying the soil structure and organic matter we built up, but I might have to break down and do a little selective tillage on this farm to smooth it up. My body's getting too old to take this kind of pounding. Plus, it's not easy on my equipment, so we might have to bite the bullet and do a little tillage in a few places on this farm to smooth it up a bit. Alright, well, we're done with this 96-acre farm. We're going to move down the road about 5 miles. Got a 30-acre farm there, and that's going to be all the wheat we can plant until we get some more cotton picked. We got started on our last 30-acre farm for the night. That's what it looks like right there. But the good thing is that we got some nice smooth ground here, so I'm not going to be getting tossed around like a rag doll tonight. And here's Kelly with the seed, just in the nick of time because I just had a couple of units run dry. This will be the last fill up of the night. This should get us done over here.
Come on!
Alright, just go ahead and pull the throttle forward real easy. How many of you guys got wise that'll bring you seed at about 9 o'clock at night?
Bringing this in?
Go ahead and take this in. I should be done in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I'll be on in.
You're taking this in then?
Yeah.
So Zach has to spray this and he has to spray. You told me you were spraying in the morning.
Yeah, he's got to spray first thing in the morning.
Well, I would have to help him, right? Because he's got to come over here and over there.
And a little bit. I mean, he's got a little over 1 load to do. 1 1/4 load to do.
And then what? Hopefully pick cotton if it's dry?
Yeah, we want to go pick cotton. Should pick cotton today. Oh well. Alright, 21 acres to go. We'll be done for the night. Let's get this done. I'm getting hungry. Alright guys, here's the last pass of this farm. Fixing to put this horse on the road and head on in. Long past supper time. Hopefully I can scrounge up something quick to eat. I'm whooped today. Anyway, finally getting done with this farm. That makes 85 acres covered today, and we're all caught up with wheat planting until we get some more harvest. We made it to the road. Luckily on this trip home, traffic should be pretty light, as late at night as it is. Not going to complain about that. Let me make sure my seatbelt's buckled. Let's kick this thing up to 31 miles an hour and get after it. Let's see if Kelly left any lights on for me. My house is dark. Alright, here we are. Well, I'm headed to the house. I am ready for some food, a shower, and some sleep. And not necessarily in any order. Oh crap, I forgot. I gotta download all this footage too, so I've got a fresh card for tomorrow, because hopefully tomorrow you'll see us back in the cotton field. Just have to wait and see what the weather looks like in the morning. Anyway, appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you in the next one.